And welcome, I'm Vincent McCory. This is Africa 54. We begin our broadcast tonight in West Africa, where a humanitarian group working in northern Nigeria says it has recorded 10,000 cases of cholera and that at least 175 people have died from the bacterial disease that causes severe diarrhea and dehydration since the start of November. The Norwegian Refugee Council says most cases of the disease, usually spread through unsafe water, were found in camps for displaced people in Borno state, where thousands seek refuge from Boko Haram attacks. Timothy Obiezu reports from Maiduguri.
Closely built temporary sheds are the rule in this overcrowded camp in Maiduguri, where Yabusam Adam has lived with her family for 2 years. Recently, she lost her daughter to a deadly cholera outbreak here.
My daughter and I came to the camp, but she died from cholera, and we have been with my neighbors, but one of them was affected by the disease too. My 9 children and I stay here.
Congestion is a major trigger for the spread of cholera. This camp does not have enough facilities to serve the growing number of displaced people, creating a fertile environment for the disease to thrive, says one of the managers at the camp, Chima Onwe.
We have a lot of people living in just a few spaces, and these people have no limited access to basic services, mostly water, sanitation and hygiene services, like latrines. So we have a case where people are congesting latrine, situation where latrines are congested and not usable, and the only option available for this large number of people is to defecate in the open.
It was not originally their wish to be crammed together here. Most of the displaced people here fled a Boko Haram onslaught on their homes to seek refuge. Children are more at risk from the disease. Once infected, they come down with acute diarrhea. This year, Nigeria battled its deadliest cholera outbreak, killing 434 people out of nearly 40,000 cases across 18 states. The head of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, Chikwe Ihekwazu, says cholera may have been underestimated in Nigeria.
I think we've gotten to a situation in Nigeria where we've almost normalized cholera. We don't get upset about it enough. This is why here at the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, we've really mounted a vigorous risk communication effort this year to make sure that every Nigerian understands the scale of the problem.
Cholera is a waterborne disease and peaks during the rainy season. The disease in northern Nigeria became deadlier since 2009, when Boko Haram displaced about 3.3 million people. And here in Maiduguri, the birthplace of Boko Haram, there are 243,000 people living in overcrowded camps with poor hygiene facilities. And unless more land is provided to expand the camps, Nigeria could be headed toward another massive outbreak next year. Timothy Obiezu for VOA News, Maiduguri, Nigeria.